Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar and today's live show on YouTube. Today, we are going to discuss on the budget as well as we are also going to talk about the RBI policy. And after the RBI policy and rate cut, now we have to see that how the markets are going to shape up. Very first, if we go through with the overall like the outcome of the policy, then if we go through with that, then the governor has already means the he has given very clear cut uh, clarity and direction about the more rate cut possible in the coming policies. Also, he has not changed much the targets for inflation as well as GDP, which is positive. And if we go with the liquidity things, then he said that RBI is always ready to provide liquidity wherever there is a requirement from banks. So all this issue, I feel he has addressed. The only thing which has not come was like there was. I mean to say, RBI has not taken any stance on cutting CRR or implementing LCR, that is liquidity coverage ratio, on immediate basis. So for that, they are going to take time, and it, as per schedule, it will get implemented on 1st of April. So maybe because of that, the market is little bit nervous. But otherwise, I am of the view that the policy is good, and it see like 25 basis was uh, discounted. So everyone, mostly on the most of the traders on the street were expecting that this time 25 basis point is going to come, and that has come. So maybe because of that also the market has corrected from the highs. But if we go through with the overall tone of the policy and the overall outcome, I am of the view that in next few meetings we are going to see few more cuts. We are expecting 50 to 75 basis point cut for this particular financial year. So that will actually support to the economy, and yes, it will take some time. It's not that this effect, the positive effect of it, will come on immediate basis, because we need to see that how much bank passes this to the customer. And private banks always takes time as compared to PSU banks, and that's why we are seeing good amount of uh, selling in PSU banks, and they are down today. If we consider private banks, then they are lesser weaker, I can say, as compared to PSU banks. And for NBFCs, there we are seeing good amount of strength. So most of the stocks like Shriram Finance, Bajaj Finance, or even Mahindra and Mahindra Finance, they are relatively better as compared to banks. Uh, this also, I'm to say, the rate cut also helps to increase to uh, it helps to bond market, and the bond prices starts moving upward. So this helps to those banks. I'm going to say rising bond prices helps to those banks who have major exposure to the bond market. And in that, if we see, then we are seeing good amount of strength in Axis Bank as well as HDFC Bank. So they are relatively much better as compared to other banks. But now, if we just go through with the structure of the market and what the market is saying after this particular announcement and the event or closure of the event, is that the markets are like still under some selling pressure. They are finding, I mean to say, the number of stocks are finding difficulties to sustain at higher levels. And despite the market has made new intraday high close to 23,700, again we saw equal amount of sell off, and now the markets are trading at almost day's lowest level. So let me just share the screen so that we can see the charts, and we'll talk on the Nifty, important supports, resistance, the near-term outlook. Also, we will cover few stocks. So for that, I have to share the screen, and I think I'm sure that we can see the screen, and here it's a chart of Nifty, which is currently trading at 23,525. If we consider the overall technical pattern of the of the index, then it is forming falling wedge sort of formation. And this time, when the recovery was there, we saw good amount of selling pressure at this falling trend line. So what we need Nifty to cross the level of 23,800 uh, in next, let's say, few days. And in case the market manages to cross this level, then we will see that, or we can say that the markets are heading higher, and market is capable of absorbing selling pressure. सो अगर हम ओवरऑल ट्रेंड को देखें तो मुझे यही समझ में आ रहा है कि इस मार्केट में जो जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो अभी भी उतना स्ट्रांग नहीं है जितना पास्ट में हुआ करता था. हम एक सेलिंग प्रेशर को, यानी कि एक फॉलिंग ट्रेंड लाइन को हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं, और एवरी ट्रेंड लाइन के जैसे हम नज़दीक आते हैं हम वहाँ पे कुछ बुकिंग देखते हैं. बट एट द सेम टाइम हमें ये भी देखना है कि ये जो रैली हुई है बॉटम से 1000 पॉइंट्स के ऑलमोस्ट, जो रैली हमने देखी फ्रॉम द लेवल्स ऑफ 22,800 टू ऑलमोस्ट 23,800, यहाँ पे हमें लग रहा है कि जो एक ब्रॉड बेस परफॉर्मेंस था मार्केट का वो काफ़ी अच्छा था. और इसी वजह से मुझे लगता है कि जब तक मार्केट ये जो इम्पोर्टेंट सपोर्ट जो बना है 23,200 के करीब का, जब तक मार्केट इन लेवल्स को तोड़ता नहीं है तब तक मुझे लगता है कि मार्केट बाय ऑन डिप्स की स्ट्रैटेजी में होना चाहिए, और हमारी स्ट्रैटेजी बाय ऑन डिप्स की होनी चाहिए. आज हमें लग रहा था कि 23,500 के लेवल्स को मार्केट काफ़ी अच्छी तरीके से होल्ड कर लेगा, बट देयर इट फेल्ड. और एक बार तो हमने ऑलरेडी नीचे के लेवल्स देखे थे, ऑलमोस्ट 487 तक निफ्टी गया था, एंड देन अगेन इट रिकवर्ड बैक. सो इन केस इफ देयर इज एनी फर्दर मोर वीकनेस, देन we could see the next levels of maybe 23,400, where the market has left a bullish gap. But based on technicals, if we see the market is closing below the levels of 23,500, then we are going to see further more weakness in the market. And in that case, we need to review this market when the market will approach very close to 23,200 levels. So that's the overall view on the Nifty. If we consider the weekly pattern, then there also we are seeing it is struggling at support level. And since last 4 weeks, the market is not leaving the level of 23,200. So even if it is falling or going up, it comes back to the levels of 23,200. And that's the reason the level of, it has a lot of importance. I'm going to say the level of 23,000 is very, very important for the market. And if we see the market is breaking to the same in the coming week, then we will have further more weakness in the market. For the Bank Nifty, there also the overall performance is not that bad, but again it failed at 50,500 levels, which is concerning because around those levels, if we see the option statistics, then there is good amount of call writing between 50,500 to 51,000 levels. And after hitting those levels, again we are seeing downward activity. So there also 49,500 going to act as major support for the market. And आप हमेशा ध्यान दीजिए कि जहाँ पे भी मार्केट इस पर्टिकुलर ट्रेंड में, ये पर्टिकुलर जो अभी मार्केट का ट्रेंड चल रहा है, ये जो करंट एनवायरनमेंट है मार्केट का न्यूज़ फ्लो बेस्ड, वहाँ पे जहाँ पे भी मार्केट अपने प्राइस गैप को छोड़ रहा है इधर ऊपर या नीचे, उन लेवल्स को आपको काफ़ी क्लोजली वॉच करना है, बिकॉज ये जो गैप अप और गैप डाउन के जो लेवल्स है वो क्लियरली इंडिकेट्स करते हैं कि बुल्स एंड बेयर्स में एग्जैक्टली क्या चल रहा है और कौन कितना ताकतवर है. सो वी नीड टू गिव ड्यू वेटेज टू ऑल दिस प्राइस गैप्स, and based on those particular levels we can design our trading strategy. So for Bank Nifty, possibility of again hitting the levels of 49,500, but it should not break the level of 49,500. That's the minimum requirement. Now, if we go through with few index heavyweight stocks, then in that, if you see HDFC Bank, which was around 1760, 1770 levels, now all the way it is down and it is quoting at 1730. So there also we saw very good retracement from lower levels, and it was very close to the 50% retracement of the entire fall, and from there only we are seeing downward activity. So we may see some more profit taking for HDFC Bank, and the chances of hitting close to 1700 to 1690 are मच ब्राइटर. सो पॉसिबिलिटी है कि एचडीएफसी बैंक में हम कुछ थोड़ा सा करेक्शन देख सकते हैं. लेकिन अगर हम बाकी के बैंक्स को देखते हैं और स्पेशली स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया को अगर हम ट्रैक करते हैं, तो हमें लग रहा था कि स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया ने भी अपने करेक्टिव पैटर्न को कंप्लीट कर लिया है. And close to these levels, I am to say close to 720-25 levels, the stock has completed its extreme corrective pattern. But now again it is correcting back and it is now heading towards the levels of 720. So in case State Bank of India breaks the level of 720, then there could be further more weakness, and in that case the chances of hitting the next important support level, which is at 680. So it should not break the level of 720. That's the overall view that we can see on State Bank of India. The bank has not reported, I'm to say, the numbers above expectations. So it was like little bit below the expectation, and maybe because of that also we are seeing weakness in the stock. Also, whenever there is a rate cut from the RBI, all these PSU banks comes under pressure as they have to cut the rate much faster than the entire industry, and maybe because of that also the stock is falling. See, always there is like what I can say is that already there are several issues and problems for banks for collecting deposits. They are not getting the deposit as they were getting in the past, but and also for and the same money they can utilize for lending. So lending growth is also not there because of this, and because of all these particular developments we are seeing profit taking in banks. But if we consider the technical pattern, yes, in case if it survives above the level of 720, and as we are expecting in case the market also survive above the levels of 23,500, then there could be the possibility of next levels. I'm to say again we can see the levels of 780, 770 on State Bank of India, and for Nifty 23,800. For IT companies, there also the view is completely, we can say, a mixed sort of sentiment. Stocks are not sustaining at higher levels. Also, we cannot forget that FIs are consistently selling in the market. और जब भी FIs अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट्स को बेचता है, तब हमने हमेशा ही देखा है कि आईटी और बैंक स्टॉक्स बेसिकली एक पर्टिकुलर प्रेशर में रहते हैं. और आईटी स्टॉक्स में बड़ी गिरावट नहीं है, बट हायर लेवल्स पे हमने देखा कि काफ़ी अच्छा रेजिस्टेंस आ रहा है. उसमें जो बाउंस बैक है वो भी मिसिंग है. तो इन्फोसिस 1920 जाने के बावजूद उसमें करेक्शन आ रहा है. सो पॉसिबिलिटी है कि हम वापस से एक बार 1840 1830 के लेवल्स इन्फोसिस के देख सकते हैं. तो हायर लेवल्स पे यहाँ पे भी हमें लगता है कि कुछ पोजीशंस बनाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. और अगर 1950 के लेवल्स अगर इन्फोसिस क्रॉस कर लेता है, फिर हमें लगता है कि इसमें तेज़ी बन सकती है. अच्छा, अभी हम अगर बाकी की कुछ स्टॉक्स देखते हैं, जैसे कि TCS है या HCL टेक्नोलॉजीज है या टेक महिंद्रा की बात करें, सभी में एक रेंज बाउंड एक्टिविटी बनी है. और हमें लगता है कि बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इस पर्टिकुलर रेंज को ही फॉलो करें और अपने ट्रेडिंग स्ट्रैटेजीज को डिज़ाइन करते रहे. बट इस पर्टिकुलर मार्केट में अच्छा क्या हुआ है, तो मैं कहूँगा अच्छा हुआ है कुछ NBFC रिलेटेड स्टॉक्स। और यहाँ पे अगर आप देखें तो बजाज फाइनेंस का अगर मैं टेक्निकल पैटर्न देखता हूँ तो यहाँ पे आपको क्लियरली समझ में आएगा कि ये पर्टिकुलर जो स्टॉक है इसने काफ़ी अच्छा एक टेक्निकल पैटर्न बनाया है। यहाँ पे एक हमने बड़ी रैली देखी है, उसके बाद का ये ट्रायंगल है और ये ट्रायंगल इंडिकेट कर रहा है कि इसमें कंटिन्यूएशन फॉर्मेशन बना है। यानी कंटिन्यूएशन फॉर्मेशन का मतलब ये है कि इतनी बड़ी जो रैली हुई है, इस रैली यानी कि 2000 से लेके जो ऑलमोस्ट 8000 तक की जो रैली हमने देखी थी फ्रॉम 2000 टू 8000, उसका एक करेक्शन आया और उस करेक्शन के बाद अब वापस से ये स्टॉक अपवर्ड रैली के लिए रिज्यूम हो चुका है, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी रिजल्ट के बाद इसने अपने इंपॉर्टेंट लेवल को क्रॉस किया है, रेजिस्टेंस लेवल को। और इनफैक्ट अगर आप देखें तो सिंस 2021 अक्टूबर 2021 से लेकर आज तक ये स्टॉक 8000 के ऊपर चलने में नाकामयाब हो रहा था। सो इट वाज कंसिस्टेंटली फेलिंग व्हेनेवर देयर वाज like upward activity till 8000, and most of the time we saw good amount of profit taking, but eventually the stock has managed to absorb the selling pressure which was around 8000 levels. And based on this technical formation, purely based on technical formation, I am expecting this stock to move towards the levels of maybe 10,500 or 11,000, which will take time. Okay, here I'm not considering fundamentals. Here purely basis on the basis of technicals, we are calculating the targets. And in case if there is any correction because of this particular weakness in the market, then close to support levels, the earlier resistance uh, and current support levels like 8200 or maybe 8250, there we should look for taking long bets on Bajaj Finance. We also like Shriram Finance. There also we are seeing uh, completion of the corrective pattern at 500 levels, and now it is forming higher top higher bottom sort of series, which is positive. Close to 530 535 the stock is having support, and based on its technical formation again we could see the levels of 650 or 650. So it will take time. I'm not saying that these targets will come in next few days, but or few weeks, but eventually we are expecting this stock to do well as compared to other stocks. Now if we go through with few auto stocks, then in that uh, after stunning results from Maruti, there also we are expecting further more bullishness. It is trading at 13,000 levels. It was around 10,800, 700 levels. From there, all the way the stock has uh, reached to the levels of 13,500, which was its previous highest level. And again, the formation is indicating us that the stock is heading for at least 15,000, 15,500 in next few weeks or months. So there also we need to take positional call, and if there is any correction, then based on retracements and average supports, we should look for taking long bets on Maruti. For Hero Motors, Bajaj Auto, our view is that it is better to stay away for the time being, because there we are not seeing equal amount of strength. But yes, if there is any rally in the market, then certainly we should look for taking trading bets on Hero Motors as well as TVS Motors and Bajaj Auto. But we like iShares, which is currently trading at some 5,300, levels. And there we feel that the stock is already into breakout mode. And again, the strategy should be to buy if there is any correction. Today we saw some buying interest in metal companies, and whenever there is a rate cut, we see some buying interest in metals. This time also, after the rate cut announcement, we saw buying interest in Vedanta as well as Tata Steel and few other metals or commodities. So in that, we like Vedanta. The stock is having excellent support close to 420, 430. And whenever there is rally or bounce back, we see bounce back at least up to 470, 75. But on the dismissal of 475, the stock can again move back to the levels of 520 or 530. So from the metal basket, we like Vedanta. From the auto basket, we were discussing about Tata Motors in the past, but the stock failed to sustain or to follow the positive divergence on which we were discussing in the previous segment, we are of the view that the stock has already priced in almost all the negatives and bearishness, but it is not rebounding. So till the stock is not crossing the level of 750 and sustaining above the same, we are going to see downward pressure on the stock. But if there is a long-term view, medium to long-term view, we should look for adding some long position even at current levels. But Mahindra and Mahindra, there we are bullish, and there we feel that the stock is eventually going to do much better. In the near term, we are seeing some correction from the highs because close to 3,200 levels, the stock has spent a lot of time. So there we could see some profit taking, but on the dismissal of 3,200 convincingly and sustaining above the same will help the stock to move towards 3,500. So broadly, I think I have covered almost all the important stocks which we can keep on our watch list, and based on levels, based on their technical formation, we should look for taking bets accordingly. Now, if we consider the near-term events, then in the next week, we have to uh, act based on the Delhi elections outcome, as well as Mr. Modi, our Prime Minister, is also uh, traveling to US as Trump has invited him, which is, we can say, a big pride for all of us. And we need to see that how actually the overall meeting goes, and based on that, certainly the market will also react. That's my opinion. Otherwise, I'm of the view that till the markets are not uh, breaking the level of 23,200, we should look for taking some contra bets of going long in this market. See, FIs are consistently selling in the market, and a lot of people are asking about, बहुत सारे लोग ये पूछ रहे हैं कि ये जो एफ की सेलिंग चल रही है वो कब रुकेगी और ये कब तक चलेगी। तो और एक दिन जब पॉजिटिव फिगर्स आए थे तो लोग काफ़ी उत्साहित हो गए थे, काफ़ी बुलिश हो गए थे। लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि देखिए, इस मार्केट में एफ की सेलिंग तो जारी रहेगी, और ये जारी रहने का सबसे बड़ा रीज़न यही है कि यूएस में जो बॉन्ड मार्केट है, वो बॉन्ड मार्केट जो रिटर्न्स दे रहा है, रिस्क फ्री मैं जिसे कहूँगा, जहाँ पे आपको दिमाग नहीं लगाना है, आपको जस्ट जाके वहाँ पे पैसे इन्वेस्ट करने हैं, और जैसे आप इन्वेस्ट करोगे, जो मैच्योरिटी के साथ इन्वेस्ट करोगे, उस मैच्योरिटी के साथ आपको वो इंटरेस्ट रेट आपको मिलते रहेगा। और वो इंटरेस्ट रेट अभी फिलहाल चल रहा है 4.40 4.50 के करीब। जब तक ये इंटरेस्ट रेट्स बहुत ही हाई है, तब तक हमें नहीं लगता कि एफ की सेलिंग थमेगी। एंड इट्स नॉट दैट कि ये जो एफ बेच रहे हैं वो सिर्फ इंडिया में बेच रहे हैं। नो डाउट कि इंडिया में वैल्यूएशंस काफ़ी एक्सपेंसिव है, तो यहाँ पे हमें थोड़ी गिरावट और ज़्यादा दिख रही है एज कम्पेयर टू अदर इमर्जिंग मार्केट्स। लेकिन इनकी जो सेलिंग चल रही है वो एंटायर इमर्जिंग मार्केट्स में, यानी कि जितने भी अपने नेबरिंग कंट्रीज है वहाँ पे भी अगर आप देखेंगे, जैसे कि चाइना, ताइवान या इंडोनेशिया, ब्राज़ील, इन सभी में हमने देखा है कि अच्छी खासी सेलिंग हो रही है, और ये सेलिंग बरकरार रहेगी। साथ ही साथ अगर आप डॉलर इंडेक्स को देखें, तो डॉलर इंडेक्स की भी जो वैल्यू है वो तकरीबन 108 के करीब की है, और मुझे लगता है कि जब तक ये 105 के नीचे नहीं आता है, और जब तक बॉन्ड डील 4.30 या 25 के नीचे नहीं आता है, तब तक हमें लगता है कि ये सेलिंग जारी रहनी चाहिए। हमारी करेंसी भी अगर आप देखें तो वीक हो रही है, और हम अभी 87.45 पे आ चुके हैं। हमें नहीं लगता था 2 महीने पहले कि हम इन लेवल्स के करीब आएंगे, 87, 45, 50 के करीब। लेकिन जैसे ही मिस्टर ट्रम्प इलेक्ट हुए हैं, उसके बाद हमने देखा है स्पेसिफिकली कि काफ़ी सारा इंटरेस्ट यूएस के लिए क्रिएट हुआ है, और वर्ल्ड वाइड बहुत सारे फ्लोज अदर कंट्रीज से निकल के यूएस की तरफ जा रहे हैं। तो इसी वजह से इक्विटी मार्केट्स थोड़े प्रेशर में हैं, और हमें लगता है कि ये एक फेज़ है, ये फेज़ को भी मार्केट मैनेज कर लेगा। आपको जो अच्छे स्टॉक्स हैं, जहाँ पे इस बार के नंबर्स अच्छे आए थे, या तो मैं कहूँगा कि जहाँ पे हमें लगता है कि अभी और भी आने वाले कुछ महीनों में अपवर्ड एक्टिविटी दिख सकती है, जो कंजम्पशन से रिलेटेड स्टॉक्स है, हमें लगता है कि उन्हें आप फोकस करके चलें, और इन स्टॉक्स को आप बाय ऑन डिप्स की स्ट्रैटेजी में रखें, तो हमें लगता है कि उसका बड़ा बेनिफिट हम सभी को मिलेगा। तो दोस्तों, आज के लिए बस इतना ही। हम अगले हफ्ते वापस से मिलेंगे. तब तक आप सभी के लिए गुड बाय एंड हैप्पी ट्रेडिंग.
Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.